Hi, I'm Ryan Oman.
And I'm Nicole Oman.
And together we are
the Empowering Omens
with the Golden Collective.
And today is Manifestation Monday when we focus on our root chakra.
Yes, Muladhara literally means the root or the foundation. And this week we are getting into the last week of our 7 weeks of chakra work. And we are kind of in the crown chakra week, if you will. The energy of the week is very much the crown chakra's energy. But we are still going to go through each individual chakra. This being Manifestation Monday, we will start with Muladhara. And I think what we're really going through today is this kind of awareness that we have done the work, that we made it there. Yeah.
In reverse.
So we have awareness and we have success. So here's your success card right here. Woohoo, we did it.
So we're making it to all the way into completion. And I don't know about you, but I personally have a hard time with completing things. And there's 1,000 times that I want to quit.
Tiger.
And in this process, I've wanted to quit many times as well. But if you follow something all the way to its end, even if it might not be what you expected or you didn't complete it in perfection, that's okay, because there is no perfection in the process. It was supposed to have a lot of resistance because that's what the creative process has. Right. That's part of the process.
And because this chakra is about the body, it is the body chakra, I have to bring up, since you brought up the idea of resistance, when you're in the gym, which I talk about a lot because I'm a personal trainer and I spend a lot of time in the gym, but the fact of the matter is that the gym is about resistance. You create an environment that is difficult. You put yourself in a position that is difficult. That's why a lot of exercise people look at and they're like, why are they doing that? Why would you put yourself in that position? Because you're trying to isolate a muscle or make that muscle work harder, right? So that resistance is where the growth comes from. That's the whole point of this analogy. Resistance creates growth. So if you've gone through a lot of resistance through this process, congratulations.
And been in and out of them, let me tell you something. Nobody wants to really go to the spiritual gym.
Yes,
Everybody wants
have we ever been in the spiritual gym?
Yes, we have. Thing. We are in the spiritual gym,
yes.
And we've created a spiritual gym. And I realized with the daily guidances, a lot of people like those because they're a little bit more passive. You don't have to do as much work. But this has there was a lot of energetic shifting going on.
Definitely.
And so I want you to notice, if you had a lot of resistance to even doing the videos, that this in itself was a free workout program for 7 weeks.
Seriously.
And it really worked me spiritually. And I'm pretty buff spiritually.
Yes, you are.
I am. And this kicked my butt. Yeah. I will say.
You're pretty buff physically too, for somebody who never works out.
I'm pretty healthy. And so what happened this last 7 weeks of this journey is I went through massive ego death. And this wasn't for the faint at heart. This process was not. And if you made it, even if you came in and out, that's a success, because this was an ascension process. Yeah. And so you did the work, you have success. And when there's success, and especially when you do a workout program, you will start to begin to change.
Yes, this is our theme of the week, is change, because we have done a lot of changing. And with change, there is discomfort. We have experienced a lot of discomfort, and you may still be experiencing it now, but I hope some of you or most of you are coming through it.
And when we have success, you're also going to change. So this is someone that is coming out from this veil or this shadow of their old self, of distortion, of maybe low self-worth and low self-esteem, and this Buddha figure, baby Buddha, is coming through. Yeah. And so what you might
birthing,
and look at where we're at.
Totally.
We're at the root chakra, and this is where a literal woman births a baby, right?
Yeah, so, maybe created in the sacral chakra, but it's birthed
through the root.
Through the root.
And so with that, what you might begin to see coming out, it looks like such a vaginal thing, but
divine feminine.
And as we birth, we're going to start seeing glimpses of ourselves. When I see a card,
awarenesses are starting to come online because we did our work. We committed to this process. Us specifically committed to 7 weeks. Mm-hmm. We said we're going to do 7 weeks, come hell or high water, we're going to do it, and we did it. And because of the success of that, we are starting to get those awarenesses. They're starting to come online now.
And when I see a reverse card, it means that this is the energy that's present. But if it's in reverse, a lot of times it's not fully developed. It's not fully developed. So what you might see is glimpses of yourself, glimpses of what the new thing that you want to create or manifest, and glimpses of the power that you truly have.
Definitely. And remember, we went through a lot of change, okay? This was a very tough process if you stayed with us for all 7 weeks. So the universe isn't going to just dump on your lap all the things you wanted, because it would be overwhelming, and you wouldn't appreciate them. You would be overwhelmed. There's businesses, you've talked to people who start businesses, and they say businesses will fail just as often from too much success early on as they do from not having enough success, because they're not ready for it. And so the universe is going to start to give you those awarenesses. Those are going to start coming out and then trickle, because if they were to just dump them all on your lap, it would be overwhelming and you wouldn't really appreciate them or be able to retain them.
So as they come online, it's very, very important that you stick with some sort of process after this is done.
Yes.
Maintenance is key, right? So once you do like a boot camp when you're working out, you don't want to do the Biggest Losers boot camp for the rest of your life.
No.
You don't want to do a keto diet for the rest of your life. You do these things to jumpstart you. You do something like this to jumpstart you, and then you find a maintenance workout. So find something in the chakras where it's maybe every day you just connect to the chakras, but maintain. Because the more maintenance that you do with this work, the more that you're just going to have the nice spiritual muscles still nice and firm and all the things. Right.
Remember, this is not the end.
No.
This is the beginning. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. Exactly. So remember that we have come to the end of this particular process, this 7-week period, but it's just the beginning of what you have coming up next. And as these awarenesses start to come online, as you start to get more of them, it'll be more clear to you where your next step will be. So celebrate your success. You've gone through all the hard work. You've been diligent. You've stuck to it. Now, as those awarenesses start to come online, remember the foundation you've created for yourself. You have created a foundation, like Nikki talked about. Maintain. You've done all this work. Don't throw it out. Don't just go back to what you were doing previously. Realize that you have transformed into a new person. You will behave in a new manner, and that's how you continue to have those awarenesses coming in. Because if you go back to the ways you were doing before, if you don't embrace the change, then you won't receive the awarenesses, because they are hand in hand. They're one and the same.
And the more we show up to it, the more that we are ready. So it's like that growth of a business, as Ryan was saying, is if it grows too quickly and we're not ready for it. But if you don't decide to grow at all, then the whole thing is just going to collapse. So if you continue to have this nice, steady growth, then more and more opportunities are going to come, more and more abundance is going to come, and more awarenesses of who you are going to come. So remember that.
So for those of you who are coming to the workshop next week, we are going to do some sand, God bless you, some sand dune hiking. And if you've ever walked in sand before, you know that it tends to shift on you. And so in my experience, when I walk up a sand dune, I remember to just keep putting one foot in front of the other. And don't worry about whether I'm making progress as fast as I think I should or not. It feels daunting at first, because when you make a step, it'll slide back. You make another step and you slide back. So what you think should be a foot-high step is actually turned into 6 inches. So the progress is a little slower than you would want. But if you keep putting one foot in front of the other and you stick to your process, you stick to the foundation you've created and all of the work that you've done, you will get there. You just have to realize that it might not happen in the speed at which you think it should, or other people are happening. God forbid, don't look at other people's process, okay? They are going to have their speed. They're going to I've seen, sand dunes is another great example. I've seen people run up and then get exhausted, and they sit there for a half an hour because they're exhausted. Then they try to run up again, and then they sit there for another half an hour. It takes them forever. Trust me, one foot in front of the other. That's the way to make it. So as we get into did you have another point?
No, I was just going to say, as we do this, let's really trust the foundation, the success, what we've done, and really root into those little glimpses of ourselves and make a new commitment to show up for ourselves and maintain our spiritual inner work.
Yeah, for those of you who are watching us on Instagram, you can see the meditation on YouTube. We'll be there where you can do this meditation with us. For those of you who are already watching us on YouTube, we're going to get into the meditation now. And what I want you to do is actually, Why not? Let's envision you're climbing. You're doing a hill. You're doing a sand dune. If you've ever been on a sand dune, great. If not, then you're just climbing a hill. Or it could be a really large set of stairs. I remember in Los Angeles, there was the Santa Monica stairs. Here, it's Red Rocks. But whatever it may be, just imagine putting one foot in front of the other. Right? You've built your process. Now, all you got to do is just keep marching. Keep marching.
And trust all this work that you've already put in.
Yes.
When it gets
You
tough,
have the strength
when it
you
gets
need.
hard, you can fall back on the work that you've already done.
Yes. All right, guys. So let's envision ourselves climbing the stairs, climbing the sand dune, climbing the mountain, climbing the ladder, whatever it may be for you, the vision that works for you. And let's get into it.
Rooting yourself in your body. Trusting yourself. Trusting your process. And trusting the work that you've put in. Thank you for joining us. It is done. It is done. It is done. It is done. So something that came through when we were meditating, from our Spirit Sunday, we talked about the healing of the masculine. And I think really trusting that process you're putting in, that effort that you're putting in, which is masculine, and then trusting it is that feminine. It's coming into harmony with that. And I really felt the earth rooting into all the work that we've been doing and really embracing and honoring and gratitude for the inner work that you do. Because that work, as you do it physically, as you do it in reality, as you do it in your body, makes it in the third dimension. And when it's all the way down into the root, that's the first dimension, it's all the way into the manifestation realms, and it becomes reality. So all the work you do, we have to make sure we continue to do it physically, because when we do, it makes it our reality.
Yep, absolutely. And we've done a lot of work, and we're not joking when we say we've done it with you. We really have been on every step of the journey with you. And I have this vision in my head of of us being these guides taking you up a hike. We're hiking with you.
And realizing this hike was really hard. We're
It was
I don't
hard.
remember that this section was going to be this hard.
Yeah.
Woo! You winded? I'm winded.
I definitely am winded, but I am really grateful. And I'm grateful for those of you who stuck around with us all 7 weeks. We are going to take a week or two off to go and do this workshop in Michigan. We are going to do some stuff when we come back for sure. We don't know if it's going to be exactly the way we've been doing it for the past 7 weeks. It probably will be a little bit different, but just stay tuned for that. And stay tuned for the videos that we're going to be putting up next week at the retreat. It'll be a lot of fun. You'll get to see some really cool, awesome stuff with all the people who are there and all the processing we'll be doing there. And hopefully it'll be mostly a celebration of all the work that we've done leading up to it. If you want to get involved with the Golden Collective, we have a website that you can become a member of where you get
Go
more.
on NicoleOman.com.
Mm-hmm.
It has information for everything on there. Our events, our Golden Collective. You can log in. You can do all the things that you need to do to get
This
started.
chakra stuff that we've been doing is just the tip of the iceberg. There's a whole website with a whole other thing, and there's a private community where you can exchange information and experience with people who are going through the process just like you. Check it out. You can try it out for a week for free, and if you vibe with it, then you can stick around and be part of the Golden Collective. And also, just continue to follow us and watch the videos and share the videos and turn on
We're
notifications.
doing some heavy work and we're giving it for free. And so, come and play with us. We're having fun and we're doing the work. And we're also really
Anything else? That we need to...
No, I don't
think
think
that's all
so.
the things.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. And we'll see you again tomorrow for Tantric Tuesday. Namaste.